You want a bigger bench press? Yeah, of course you do. Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay, so you want your bench press to be bigger, right? You want your bench press to be better, and I'm going to help you. All you have to do is do what I tell you to do in this video. Okay? So the reason that I'm making this is because I had somebody come up to the gym the other night and say, "Hey, Frank, I'm having this problem with my bench press, right? I don't know what's wrong. I feel like I get like halfway through the rep and my triceps should be there to kind of finish out the rep and push it forward. And it just feels like my strength gives out and boom, the rep is lost, right? The rep is lost to Davy Jones' locker. So what's going on? Well, don't worry. Good news. I'm going to tell you exactly what the problem is and exactly how to fix it. And then your bench press is going to be better. And you're going to think back, I don't know, whatever, in like a month, 2 months from now, and you're going to say, "Wow, Frank, thanks." And I'm going to say, "You're welcome." Okay, so here's what's happening. And I was able to figure this out, a little while ago because I had talked to this gentleman. His name's Tim. Okay, Tim goes to my gym. And Tim has a very good bench press. He benches well over 4 plates. So naturally, I went up to ask him. I said, "Hey, Tim, how do you get your bench press so big, right? How do you bench press that much?" And because it's a totally different ball game from trying to hit 315. Okay, those same tactics and same methods you use to build up to 315, probably not going to work. Some of them are going to work, but not all of them are going to work. It's not going to be exactly the same getting up to that next level. So he says, yeah, the secret to bench pressing 4 or 5 is learning to lift with your lats, learning to push with your lats. I said, okay. And he did not elaborate, and he just walked away. And that was the end of the conversation. So basically, I was left on my own to figure it out. I was thinking about this for weeks, months. I'm laying in bed. What the hell was Tim talking about, right? This is all I could think about. So it was a lot of experimenting and trying to figure out what he was talking about and really working with my muscles and my, looking at anatomy charts and everything. And I finally was able to figure it out. Okay, after months of workouts and experimenting, I figured out exactly what Tim was talking about. Okay, and what the whole key here is to create a strong base for your tricep. That's what your lat is doing. I want you to picture like you are your tricep, okay, and you want to jump. You're contracting of your tricep. That's jumping. Okay, so imagine you're standing on a trampoline and you squat down and you just want to do one jump and you jump up. Okay, if you're on a trampoline, that you're going to move up a little bit, but the ground is also going to move down, right? And the ground is kind of your back in this situation, okay? So that's what you're doing with your lat, is you're creating a strong base. When you tighten in your lat and push off with your tricep, that trampoline now becomes a concrete floor, okay? Now when you go to squat down and you do your jump, boom, now you can actually jump up and get some height, okay? You're not all loosey-goosey jumping around on a trampoline. So we've established that's the problem, right? Is not having this good connection between the triceps and the lats. But how do we solve this, okay? And the key is close grip bench press, okay? And not just any old close grip bench press. You got to do it, you have to do it in a specific way, right? You have to practice it in a specific way so that this actually has some carryover to your regular bench press. Now, when I say to do close grip bench press, your hands don't have to touch, right? That's not what I'm saying. They just have to be pretty close, right? Somewhere around here, so that when the bar comes down, you can get nice and deep. Really good depth, all right? Like I said, you don't have to take your hands, they don't have to be touching. By doing close grip, we're just taking our chest out of the mix, okay? That's all you're doing. Just the closer your hands are together, there's going to be less chest engagement. Okay, so we're turning down the chest engagement so that we can turn up the tricep engagement to really focus on this pattern. Okay, so we're going to use whatever weight is difficult for 12-ish reps. And what I want you to think about is when you're going down to set up, and I made this mistake for years, okay? So I don't want you to think I'm calling you out. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to make sure that you don't make the same mistakes I did, right? So you want to get your shoulders back, right? And it's not just shoulders back, because you can have your shoulders back and still be kind of hunched and rounded and not really doing it right. Okay, you want your shoulders back, and I like to think tall chest, right? It's like tall chest and shoulders back, right? And then you want to squeeze your lats, almost like if you want to practice what the squeezing should feel like. This isn't like workouts for your set or anything, or sets for your workout. Go over to a lat pull down machine and just put a good amount of weight on there, and just kind of do like a static pull, like almost like you're just starting the rep, just to feel that engagement and practice tightening down on your lats. Okay, so that's what it should feel like. You should start the lat engagement up top, and then you bring that bar down. Your lat is now that concrete floor from our example earlier. Okay, it's that strong base. So you're keeping your lat tight and you're building tension as your arms come down. Okay, and now when you go to push with your triceps, you have to actively think and engage purposely your lats. Okay, this is not something that's just going to happen automatically. That's kind of the point of why we're working this in the first place. Okay, it's not something that's just going to happen. Okay, you really have to focus on doing this intentionally. And if you focus on doing this intentionally and working to push with your triceps and your lats, because you think your lat comes all the way up to the back of your arm, right? So if you lock in your lat, now your whole back of your arm and your tricep has a nice strong base, a nice solid foundation. Okay, so think about, do those exercises. Put them into you can put them in your chest day or your push day or your pull day, or you can put them wherever you want. Hell, I don't care. Right? You just got to do them. So you're intentionally building this close grip bench press where you're learning this skill of connecting your triceps to your lats, and then when you go to do your regular bench press, you're going to be doing that rep. And at least what happened for me is I felt just the muscle memory of doing all that close grip bench pressing, and now I'm like just naturally really pushing with my lats and pushing my triceps up to finish out the rep. Because I know for years, I was on bench press and it just kind of feels unstable, right? Almost like you're trying to I don't even know, pec fly the weight up there. And obviously you want to use your pecs, right? But you don't want to be unstable where everything's all loosey-goosey. Anyway, just a quick video today. Hope that helped. I hope your bench press gets better. I want it to get better. I want you to get jacked and huge so that you can be the biggest dad or mom, whatever, at your kid's function. That's my goal as well. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you liked it down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.